Are you ready? Okay. This is pixel art, the basics. It's very basic. So if you know pixel art, then you already know this. So yeah. Basically, we're going to learn how to draw a barrel. And to do that, you draw a circle and then, you know, draw the rest of the damn barrel. Well, so depending on your program of choice, I'm using Photoshop, but this can also be done in Paint. You have the pencil tool. It is the most important tool because that's pretty much all I used for this tutorial. It's quite simple. You draw a dot, and then you draw another dot, and another dot, and another dot. And that's how you use the pencil tool. You just draw dots. Everybody in so far? This is, yeah. Good. Then there's the line tool. It is a bit more complicated. You press down and hold the mouse button and drag it in the direction you want, and you release, and you have a line. That's pretty basic. It's very good for making lines. And then you have the fill tool. To use that, you have to first draw an area, and then you fill it inside, and then the area gets filled up. And the reason that happens is because, you know, as you all know, you have to close the area, otherwise it's going to fill the entire place. There you go, all fine. Now, making lines is pretty easy. I mean, when you draw using the pencil tool, you usually just draw like that, probably. And then you can get lines that are like that. Those are not good lines for pixel art. You want clean lines, lines that look like that. You see the red parts, that's where I've removed the extra pieces. You can see, yeah, you can, the extra pieces of the line. And, where did it go? There it is. Okay, and when you use the pencil to draw lines, or the line tool, then you can get lines that are, they have jagged parts and uneven parts, like those parts. Those are not good either. You should you should be consistent in your line making. That makes for the best pixel art. Then we have lighting. So take your basic objects. I mean, most of you all know how to draw, right? It's very basic. You have shapes, and you need to fill them in with the color you want. And then you select a light source. Well, yeah, or multiple if you're crazy. And then you can add a highlight and a shadow on the object to make them pop a bit more. Also, if you think 3D, you can make, you know, just shape it for the object. Okay, the square isn't really 3D, but it's face on. But yeah, so lighting in general, it's I drew it with a yellow because it's warm. So what's smart to do is to use warm colors for the light and cool colors where it's dark. That way you you get it pretty. And also, the black outline, it's a bit rough. So what you could do is tone it down by using a darker color than the shade, or a lighter, depending on where your light comes from. And then have that around instead of the black one. It makes for more beautiful pixel art. And then, a bit advanced. Well, no, it's not very easy. Dithering. It is the process of dithering. When you have two colors, and you want to stick to as few colors as possible in pixel art, because that's what creates the most, nostalgic feel, or, well, it's less work. Depending on how you do it, of course, it could also be more work. Because you have no gradients in pixel art, or, well, you do, but they take time to make. So what you can do is alternate the two colors, either in a checkered pattern or other patterns, usually ones that are more spread out, so you get a very calm transition from one color to the other. And when you look at it from far away, it looks better. And of course, if you want to put in more colors, you can do that and do the same thing with those colors and get a even more gradient transition. And really, those are all the things you need to know in order to make that barrel. So let's do it simple. Let's show the process. So first you drew the lines, and you remember that they get a bit jagged, some extra pixels here and there that you simply just remove, and then you have a nicer shape. Then you can start to make some more shapes, like if you want the barrel to have be built out of wood, then you can make the wood texture and lines and everything. And you can add some more details. If you want the barrels to have metal, then add the metal. It might be a bit hard to see, but I mean, you're the one drawing, so you know where things are, hopefully. And you color it in with the colors you want, and then you decide the light where it comes from, up from above, and you can add some lighting to it, and then you start to fill in more colors, add that's what you do. And as you remember, we have that black outline, which doesn't necessarily look good. So what you could do, you can just fill it in with the other colors that you use. And then you have a barrel. Did any of you learn anything today? Oh yes, are there questions? Anything. Yes, and then, well, given enough time, you can eventually get to make some more interesting art. Yeah. Yes. Well, about a day. But it's, I mean, including finding references for how things should be and stuff. But it's all, once you get started, it's easy. You just make for example, this wooden beam, and then this wooden beam, and then this rock, and then you can just copy it, because that's how texturing works. So, yeah. Anything else? No. I have the reference image next to. Yes. Yes. It is. Now, anything more? Because I'm done. Yeah? Yeah? Yes. Zoom in? Oh, yeah, sure. I have the pixel grid on. If you want, I can turn it off, but yeah, it's all made with the same what I just showed with the techniques. Yes. It depends on what you need. Most things use the power of 2, like either 32 by 32 pixels or 64 by 64. But it all depends on what you want to do. You can have whatever dimensions you like, as long as you are aware of it and tell the others if you are cooperating. But it's smart to use the power of 2, because it's good for resizing as well. It depends. Yes. Yeah. I mean, that is the thing with pixel art. You have a limited size, so every pixel counts. Like, I know I said that some lines shouldn't be like thick or have anything, but as you see here, I have it here. It all depends on the lighting and what works, really. So rules are to be broken sometimes. So now you can all win the pixel art or the MS Paint competition. Yes. Oh, and you don't have to do it with a tablet. Some do it better with a mouse. Just don't use the thing on the laptop. That's not good. Oh yeah, and shadows, they are a pain. If you can't use layers, shadows are time consuming if you want them to look good.
How do you use layers?
Well, you don't.
You don't?
No. Well, you can if you use Photoshop, but some consider it cheating. But because in MS Paint, you can't use layers. And that's what people usually use for the competition, at least. But of course, if you like games like Owlboy and stuff, they probably use Photoshop. Yes.
Do you have any alternatives to Photoshop that's free?
GIMP. GIMP works.
Yeah.
Yes.
Paint.net as well.
Yeah.
Tried that?
No. And also, of course, MS Paint. Yeah. So now we've had more questions than I have been talking. Great. Yeah.